Hey guys, Ginger here. Welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to freak out together because we are doing the mid-year Freakout Tag to talk about my freaking out about books. Let's just say 2020 has not been the greatest year. I'm sure for a lot of people, but especially not for me, bookish-wise. I kind of went on a slump hiatus from reading between May and now, and so the stats for this are not as good as I was hoping they would be because, you know, life happens. Just a lot of stuff has been going on, but we are going to make the second half of the year much better, and we are going to reach my goals because I said so. So, without further ado, let's get into the tag, which I will also be leaving links to the creators and possibly other mid-year Freakout Tag videos, putting the questions below. I don't know. There'll be stuff in the description, so check it out. Alright, so the first question is the best book that I have read so far in 2020. Good thing I have Goodreads because I barely remember the books that I have read so far this year. I'm not going to lie. Let's see, what are my 5-star rated books? I have actually only rated, I think, 3 books 5 stars this year. Wow. But I think that this is tied for 2 books, so I will mention them both, but I think one is going to be The Taker because the other one is part of a series, and I think I'm going to have to read the rest of the series to really give my full thoughts on that one. So let me get those books. I am very sweaty, so I'm sorry if I just start to get red throughout this video. So the one that I am going to say is my favorite book of the year so far is Perks of Being the Wallflower. Words are hard. The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. I had never read this book, and I decided to pick it up because I participated in a collaboration where a lot of booktubers from different states read books set in their state to recommend one. And this one is set in Pittsburgh, which is a city in Pennsylvania about an hour and a half away from me. And so I picked it up, and I loved it. It was so freaking good. I can't believe I have yet to read this book. I think I watched the movie when I was 12 or whenever it came out, but I barely remember it. And so when I read this, I just fell in love with it. This is actually my sister's copy. She hasn't read it yet. I asked to borrow it so I could use it for that video, and I kind of just want to get myself a copy now because I need it in my life. And so if you have not read this classic novel, you definitely need to because it is so good. And then my runner-up for best of the year is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. This is an adult fantasy novel that is pretty freaking amazing. I love the magic system. I loved the story, main characters. Everything about it was great, and I cannot wait to continue on and read the next book. I recently found out that the mass markets in this edition are not printed anymore, so I either need to rebuy Mistborn in a different cover or find the other 2 books in the series in this type because I like my books to all match, and I really like these covers. So if you guys know where I could get the 2nd and 3rd book in this edition, let me know. It's just mass market paperback, but yeah. So those are my 2 favorites of the year so far, and I hope I read more favorites because I literally don't even have enough to make a favorites video for the end of the year yet. So, gotta get on that. The next question is the best sequel you have read in 2020 so far, and I have not read many series. I'm not gonna lie, I have not continued many series, and so let me look here. I might have to cop out and just do the one I know. So according to my Goodreads, I have only read 2, well, okay, one was a lot of sequels, so I've read One Dark Throne by Kendar Blake, which is the next book in the 3 Dark Crown series, which I gave a 4 out of 5 stars. And then I also did a reread of the Warriors series, the first 6 books. So my favorite is probably going to just be A Dangerous Path. The Warriors book, A Dangerous Path, let me grab it, which is the 5th book in the series, the first series, and this is my favorite. I really enjoyed this one. It packs a lot into it and discusses a lot of things, so I'm gonna go with this one for my best sequel, even though it's a reread, because I barely read any sequels. The third question is a new release that you want to read but haven't yet, and there are quite a bit. I have a lot on my Amazon wish list that I recently put in. A lot of them are books by Black authors that I'm really excited for. So let me get on my Amazon quickly. Oh, okay. So the one I'm most excited for is Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia, and I had seen a couple of her books in the past, but like the covers definitely didn't like strike out to me, and I didn't really look into the plot. But then I saw Mexican Gothic, and I saw that it is a Gothic novel. Like, obviously it's like a horror novel, and I am here for it, and I need it. And I think that if I do buy a book for myself this month, which I really want to do, I think that one is my top pick, and I'm just really excited for it. I also have the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires on here, Survivor Song by Paul Tremblay, really excited for that, The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin, and more recently we have Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo. I have not read any of her books, but I've been hearing so much buzz about this one that I just really want to pick it up. So those are some of the ones I'm really excited to that I have not gotten to yet, and I really, really want to. Number 4, the most anticipated release for the second half of the year. If I'm being completely honest, I have not been keeping up with books that are coming out. I think there is one on here that I said I could pre-order it, so maybe. Harrow Lake by Kat Ellis is a YA thriller horror novel that I saw, and when I saw the cover, it really intrigued me. It has like yellow sprayed edges and like a hanging man on it, and I'm not really a fan usually of YA thrillers, but for some reason this one captivated me, and it's the only one I have on my wish list, so I'm going to go with that one for my most anticipated, even though it comes out very soon. It's technically the second half of the year, so we're going to go with it. I'm gonna have to like look up some more books that I am excited for and do a video on it, because like I said, I have not really like looked at the books coming out in the second half of the year, so I need to get on that. Question number 5 was my biggest disappointment for the year. Honestly, I didn't give this one like a super low rating, but overall it was disappointing because it just was not what I was expecting, and that was If It Bleeds by Stephen King. So that's his newest short story collection, and I just like was really expecting to really love this and get some good horror out of it, but I didn't. I only gave it a 3. And I can't even really remember the stories from it. I remember one, which I think is If It Bleeds, that is like, it takes place after The Outsider, and it doesn't spoil, it kind of spoils stuff from The Outsider, but like, it makes me want to read The Outsider now, and also makes me want to read Mr. Mercedes, because it like all ties into that, and that was like my favorite of them, I think. But again, it's like playing off stuff he already created, so yeah, that's the most disappointing for me, just because I was expecting a lot more, but I don't really know anymore. I think I'm just a fan of old King. I don't know. Number 6 was the biggest surprise, and that is probably going to be my other 5-star of the year, which was How to Walk Away by Catherine Center. And so this is a contemporary novel about a woman who is in a plane crash and is paralyzed, and she is recuperating from that and like learning to re-love herself and everything. And I am not necessarily like the biggest contemporary fan, but I've definitely over my reading years have become more of a contemporary reader, like if the mood strikes me. And so I was expecting to enjoy this one but not really love it, and I loved it. I thought it was written so well, the message was so beautiful, and yeah, it surprised me that I loved it so much. So that's definitely my biggest surprise, because I just was expecting to enjoy it, not love it, and I loved it. Number 7 is my favorite new author, which is either debut or new to you. Is Brandon Sanderson cheating? I mean, I kind of knew that I was going to like him, but I had never read Brandon Sanderson yet, so that one works. What else do I have on here? Kristen Hanna. I read my first Kristen Hanna this year, and again, historical fiction is not really a genre that I know that I like, but it is one that I've wanted to dabble in, and so on a whim, I picked up the audiobook of The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna, and I really, really, really enjoyed it. I think I gave it a 4.5, not a full 5, because there was like just a couple little things that I was like, But oh my goodness, that was such a powerful, powerful novel. And I know she's not like a new author in general, but she was new to me, and I am so excited to pick up more of her books. I own 2 of them. I have Night Road and The Nightingale on my shelves, so I'm really excited to get to those, and I'm glad that I decided to give her a try because the hype is real. Number 8 is newest fictional crush, and I don't really get fictional crushes like in books. I've like gotten crushes from video games and like animes, I guess, but like not real crushes, just like, oh, I like that character. So as for like a fictional crush, I don't really think I have one, really. No, I don't have one. It's just not really the person I am, but definitely like there was a lot of strong characters that I read about. So, I mean, if the book was good, I probably loved the character too. Number 9, newest favorite character. Probably, what the frick's his name? Probably Kelsier from Mistborn. He's just a really fun character. He's witty and just, he was really fun, and he was a great mentor character, and I just really like those types of people in books. He was really fun, and it was a good journey to go on in that book. So I think that is my answer for this. Like I said, I did read a lot of strong characters. It's just I'm not really someone who can be like, oh, I love that character. I pretty much just love the story, and if the character is in that story, I probably love them too. So it's really hard for me to be like, that's my favorite character, especially a new one, because I could be like, oh, Blue Star from Warriors, but that's not new to me, so I'm gonna go with Kelsier, yeah. Number 10, book that made me cry. I don't think I cried about any of the books I read, so that's depressing. But that's also good, because that means nothing made me that sad. So hopefully we'll get a sad one in the next half of the year that I'll cry about, if that's a good thing. In the past, I've cried over the Warriors books, and I think I did get a little teary-eyed in one of them. So I guess one of the Warriors books, but I didn't actually like cry about any of the books. 11, a book that made me happy. What book made me happy? Like genuinely happy. How to Walk Away, I think. Yeah, probably How to Walk Away. Obviously the journey in that is hard-hitting, but by the end of the book, I think I was happy overall, and I really enjoyed the story. So honestly, looking at all the books I've read, I'm like, I don't know if I felt like happy. Like, some of these had good endings, but I don't know if I like felt happy after I read it. That's a very, very difficult question. Maybe I just need to read more this next half of the year so I can actually, like, you know, have better answers. 12 is the most beautiful book you have bought so far this year or received. These are good questions. I honestly have not bought many books this year. I've received more recently, but well, not recently, like back for my birthday. Probably Hollow Kingdom, because it's green, it has animals on it, and I just think that it is pretty beautiful, even though it's funny. So I'm gonna go with this one. Like I said, I didn't really get that many, and so I don't really have like a lot to agree with. I mean, Axiom's End, I received for review, and I kind of like that one. It's pretty. It's cool, is what it is. I like what it did on there. It's simple, but cool. So we'll go with those two. And the last question is, what books do I need to read by the end of the year? Oh boy, okay. I need to read the rest of my arcs, which are on my TBR for this month, so we're gonna do that. I need to read, what do I need to read? I need to read, I have some books that I need to read in October because I've kept them off for like 2 years now. So we have Rules of Magic by Alice Hoffman, we have Haunted by Chuck Palahniuk, and we have Carrie and Comfort, which is where's that book? Which is a horror novel that's like very chunky and thick. So I need to read those in October. And then I also want to try and finish the two series that I have, all of them. We have the rest of the Scythe series and the rest of the Book of the Air series that I want to finish. So hopefully we can get to those. I'm leaving my need tos at a very small level because I don't know where this year's going to take me. I don't know what I'm going to be in the mood for, so those are the very small list of books I need to get to by the end of the year. So there you have it, guys. That is my mid-year Freakout tag. I hope you had fun watching it, and I thank you all for completing it. If you have done this tag yourself, make sure to let me know below so I can go check it out and see what your answers are. So thank you guys again for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!